Tonight, the two most successful franchises in IPL history, Chennai and Kolkata, are fighting for survival at the bottom of the table. While Chennai recently secured a bounce-back win on the strength of Sanju Samson's 115-run century, Kolkata remains completely winless after 4 matches. Star power alone is no longer enough to win in IPL 2026. As these squads struggle to find their balance, tactical survival has become the only metric that matters. If you are building a fantasy squad, following legacy names or past glory is a recipe for failure. To win tonight, your data must override your emotion. The core challenge tonight is selecting a squad that can handle both a historically difficult pitch and 2 teams with highly volatile form. The budget is tight. Selecting just a few in-form superstars will drain your credits, leaving the rest of your roster exposed. We solve this by viewing every selection through the lens of return on investment, or ROI. To calculate that ROI, we must weigh 3 variables: the pitch analytics, the player costs, and the impact sub-data. Winning tonight requires optimizing every single credit based on mathematical value and tactical matchups. This brings us to the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium, the legendary Chepauk, under the night sky. This chart plots every IPL stadium by scoring and bowling type. Chepauk is isolated in the low-score, high-spin sector, with an average first innings total of 164. For batters, aggressive power play hitters often fail on this slow surface, which rewards those who patiently build an innings. For bowlers, the advantage shifts to the spinners during the middle overs as the ball begins to grip the surface. However, night games here have a major disrupting factor: heavy dew. Moisture makes the ball difficult for spinners to grip, which can cancel out the pitch's natural turn during the second innings. Expect the captain who wins the toss to field first. No one wants to defend a target with a wet, slippery ball. To maximize your fantasy points, focus on technical anchors in the batting lineup and prioritize spinners who will bowl in the first innings. Let's look at the high-cost anchors you'll be considering tonight. Sanju Samson is the first choice. He's coming off a 115-run performance with a 205 strike rate in his last match. The second is Ankush Raghuvanshi. He has been the only consistent run scorer in a Kolkata top order that has struggled for reliability. The trade-off is steep. If you draft both, you won't have the budget left for elite all-rounders. To balance your squad, you need a high-yield budget pick, like Ayush Matre. This chart compares power play strike rates. Matre is scoring at 180, while his captain, Ruturaj Gaikwad, is moving at a much slower 129. Jamie Overton is another high-value pick. He recently took 4 wickets and adds significant point potential with his lower-order heading. Paying premium prices for anchors only works if you subsidize the cost by drafting these specific budget players. The impact player rule has become the most chaotic element of the 2026 season. Statistically, Kolkata Knight Riders have used this rule worse than any other team in the league. This chart shows the net swap value, the points gained or lost through substitutions. KKR sits at the bottom with a score of -3.5. This means KKR's management consistently removes high-scoring players and replaces them with suboptimal options. This tactical chaos is compounded by a mounting injury list, with Mustafizur, Harshit Rana, and Akashdeep already ruled out. Avoid KKR's fringe players. Chennai's tactical stability makes their roster much more predictable for fantasy users. With the player data settled, let's look at the final match prediction. The data reveals 3 clear advantages for Chennai: the home conditions at Chepauk, peak form from their top order, and their cascading injury crisis. Kolkata's pace attack is also failing to execute at the death, which will likely cost them the game in the final overs. Chennai is the mathematical favorite. Your ideal fantasy squad should feature a 6-to-5 ratio favoring CSK. Use this decision tree to finalize your Dream 11 squad based on your risk appetite. For small leagues, focus on safety and consistency in head-to-head matchups. I recommend Sanju Samson as your captain and Ankush Raghuvanshi as your vice-captain to secure a reliable point floor. For grand leagues, you need differentiation to beat the larger field. Use Ayush Matre and Jamie Overton as your differential picks to separate your squad from the millions of other entries. Avoid Ramandeep Singh and Umran Malik entirely tonight, as their skill sets do not match this slow pitch. Secure a win tonight by prioritizing the specific dynamics of the Chepauk pitch and trusting the hard data over legacy team hype.